5-minute limit per speaker, and there's a 15 minutes that we use the open forum for. If anybody has any different comments than what's being made, because it looks like it's all to the town hall, which is what I expect, we'll try and sneak a couple more in if that's okay with council. But we're going to try and stay to the 15 minutes, and so we can move on and actually deal with the items. The other rule that should be aware of is the open forum is for having your say. There isn't it isn't discussion back and forth. We don't answer during open forum. It's for you to provide your input so that we have that. Okay, so those are the rules that we go by. And it looks like Nathan, you're up first. Is that you should be able to figure out how to use a microphone. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, my name is Nathan McMahon, and just a brief little history about me. I've grown up in Dundalk for 28 years. I'm a building owner in downtown Dundalk, and just recently joined Team Town Hall, and part of that is because we need to keep this town alive. There's been a lot of buildings downtown that are looking way under the renovations we just did. And as a council in Dundalk, as a community, we own a building, and that's the town hall. And it's one of the better looking buildings downtown. Sadly, throughout the years, the maintenance hasn't been kept up on it, and that's why it's in the state it is today. And based on learning from what I've learned from town hall, we have grants available that if we can get the resources together, which we have a lot of, and if we apply for them, we can have that lack of maintenance looked after. So I'm just saying, like, I'm thanking all of you guys for coming out tonight, because we're all here because we want to show support for that. I was never a part of any of the plays in the town, in the town hall, but my cousin was, and I went there with my family, and memories were made there. History was made when that was built, and let's keep it alive in this town. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Charles.
Charles Fernandez, appreciate the time. I like history too. So over about 12 years ago, the current deputy mayor came to a meeting at the second last library building in Dundalk, sat downstairs with the library board in which I was serving at the time, and said, we'd love to have a new library, we need an accessible library, we don't have the money for it, but we have a plan. A couple years later, the money showed up, and we have a lovely building in town, which I think there's consensus here has been a real asset to our community and specifically downtown Dundalk. Why I mention that is I actually think we're at a point where there's a convergence of similar kinds of things. There's a great granting opportunity that doesn't come around every day. I noticed that in the most recent proposal from staff, there's a specific identification of a need for a cultural hub, mentioning some of the things that I know the town hall group have been talking about for a while, like movies and theater. Wonderful. To me, that's a convergence. We don't have to agree about everything, but I know we're all here for the right reasons. So what's so special about this building? I probably don't need to tell anyone in this room. Last week when Alex Moustakis, who runs the Drayton Theatre, was given a tour of the building, he used the word gem to describe what we have in Dundalk in that building. As I understand, the structure is not primarily the issue. There are serious issues, however, to do with safety that have to be addressed that call for funding. Absolutely. And until I knew about this grant opportunity, I thought, well, this is something we should hope for and work for, but when? When I heard about the grant opportunity, I read a little bit of what the grant criteria are. I thought, this checks all boxes. Downtown, culture, youth engagement. I do think we need other sorts of facilities in Dundalk. Some we currently have, some maybe for the future. But if I was to sit in your chairs, and I'm glad I'm not, I've got other responsibilities than you, I would say, why not make this the direction you go? Accomplish goals that a staff have put forward as well. As I said, I think there's a convergence. We currently have 3 large community gathering spaces in Dundalk, upstairs at the arena, the Legion, and High Point Gym. Our church has held 2 events with 200+ people at High Point Gym over the last 5 years. Very successful, suited us just fine. What we don't have is a dedicated theatre space of the character history of the Dundalk Town Hall. One more thing I want to say, appreciate the time again. You've got a really dedicated, passionate group of people. That's why we're here. If I was to say what's going to make this kind of initiative, whether it's in one facility or another, a success, it would be to say, hey, let's keep these people engaged. I know how much hard work has gone into, I can speak for Mary and Samantha who head up the group. Mary's got about 10 binders.
I'm going with Charles.
Yeah. She knows more about this stuff. She's the one who researched in Oregon, talked to Oregon and Tamers and said, how does this work? She brought Alex Moustakis in. She wasn't there for the meeting. And Samantha is running a business, raising 2 young children, putting up with Scott. Fair?
Right here.
Okay. So I would say, when you have an engaged community and you've got dedicated staff, you guys have, I think, an easy decision to make.
Thank you. Next up, and excuse me if I say this wrong, Caitlin and Ricardo?
Caitlin and Ricardo.
Caitlin. Okay, sorry, Caitlin.
Are we able to speak together?
Yes. Yes.
Alright, so I'm Caitlin Gorman, I'm Ricardo Cuesta. Today we'll be addressing the future of the old
Can you
Dundalk.
pull the microphone down a little bit towards you, then we'll we can get it on the recording. Yeah.
From the perspective of the youth. Whenever I was younger, I participated in musicals at the town hall, and I made memories that I'll never forget. Now that the town hall is closed, I miss participating in this community event. Moving from a big city to a small town and not having anything to do much was kind of disappointing. I couldn't see productions put on anywhere else but the town hall. The acoustics, as I remember, were spectacular, and the theater has a homey, welcoming vibe that a new building could have. Visiting the town hall for the first time was a very great experience. It's a very unique place with a lot of great architecture, and I would love to see the building back in use. By opening the town hall, we can restart participation in the youth, and they'll also be able to branch out and try new things. By having different activities and classes, students can earn their community hours, as well as gain new experiences and meet people, as well as get help, educational help from other students and adult mentors. Currently, Southgate doesn't have a place in town to embrace arts and culture. The town hall is a perfect place to celebrate those things, located centrally in downtown Dundalk. Before moving to Dundalk, I was part of a youth choir, which helped me exercise my practice of the arts, and I was just hoping to be able to gain that again. Dundalk is changing and growing. We need to account for it. With many new families moving in with their children, they'll need a fun and safe place to be able to meet new people and spend time with their community. Not only do we want to save the town hall for our benefit, but for the benefit of the youth after us, and we need to be able to enjoy our youth while we still have it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's really good to see young people get out and have a say too. It's an important aspect, and I'm glad you two decided to come out. Dean.
Good evening, Council. Pardon me for being more presentable.
I don't know if I recognize you without that.
My name is Dean Nielsen. I'm a past president, actor, director, everything at the Dundalk Little Theatre. I'm also currently the president of the Kids and Us organization that operates out of Markdale and currently utilizes some space at the Old Town Hall. I'm here tonight because as a previous resident of Main Street, Dundalk, and the Dundalk Little Theatre, I enjoy the space that you have that no municipality around here has. Nowhere close by has a theater that exists that's already sitting there and already utilized or previously utilized. I think the previous councils made a misjudgment of error in not investing money into the municipality owned building that sets you in a position where this new council has a tougher decision ahead of them. Rather than being able to say we continue to have this gem, we now have a substantial renovation budget that's needed. Grey Highlands, Southgate, or Shelburne, West Grey, all would love to have a theatre space that exists in downtown Dundalk. And unfortunately, it's underutilized because of past decisions. My hope is that this new council, with a lot of new faces on it, can see the value and understanding of the asset that you have, find a way to work with grant partners, find a way to work with the community to maintain the asset and gem that you have. If I had an asset like this in my municipality of Grey Highlands, I'd be ecstatic and be promoting it and preaching it all over the place. A couple of things in the report from the CEO tonight mentioned the historical lack of usage at the building. The Dundalk Little Theatre would love to have utilized the space more, but never had investment into the building to have air conditioning or some kind of cooling system that would allow it to be more utilized during the summer. Instead, we were relegated to fall and winter productions only because of a building that didn't have that kind of operation. When you do the renovations, if you invest in the building, then the investment will come back to you as the building is more utilized, better utilized. Obviously, there's been a few changes in the last 5 years in Dundalk, including a construction of a plethora of homes that add to the population of Dundalk. Again, more people, more users of a building that, if you invest in it, should bring back a return on the community, both culturally and economically. So that was what I'd like to express tonight. Hopefully you guys have fun in your decision making. It is exciting to see this many people come to council meetings and enjoy the process. Have fun.
Thank you, Dave. And yeah, a lot of meetings we're begging for anybody that turns up. We've married her all the time, and I consider her part of the quorum to make up the, but, and our Dave Terry from Wellington. Yes. We still have a few minutes left. If anyone has something different that they'd like to say, there's, if we're going over if you have the same points, we've heard them, we've seen the write-ups and things like that, but I don't want to cut anyone off if they have something to say, and we do have a few more minutes, if that's all right with council. Okay? Was there anyone that wanted to? Yep, come on up. You'll have to say your name for the record and speak into the microphone. And
that's all right?
Yep.
Okay, my name is Judy Jones. I used to be Judy Allen. I was born and raised in Dundalk. We moved away for quite a few years. I am now back in Dundalk. And then I hear the news that you want to take down the town hall. Not good. Because as growing up, these memories, I'm not going to say how old I am, but after all of these years, the memories of the town hall when I was growing up were happy, good. We went and we watched plays and we watched movies, and it's the main core of Dundalk. You come through Dundalk, where's your eyes going to go to? The beautiful town hall. And it's great to see the young people out, because it would be great to see the young people use it as for theater and different plays, because what better place to have it than an old historical building? It's a beautiful building, and I hope we all can save it.
Thank you. We could do one more if there's anyone else that has something they'd like to say. Yep.
Hi, I'm Cindy Blakey. I've grown up in Dundalk. I now live in Feversham, but I have been a part of the production at the theatre. It doesn't matter whether you move out of the area, you're still part of Dundalk, right? Like, I'm still a Dundalk girl by heart, and I absolutely love the theatre. And my kids, they also perform there, and they have this tremendous memory of being there. And if we have any chance, they said, of being able to, restore it and get it, it will benefit all youth in Dundalk, right? Oh, well, young and old. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. And I think we should have it on the record. The baby had just a couple of words to say. Been very well behaved, and just add a gap there. There was a few words, so I think we should put that on the record too. Oh, okay, because I wasn't sure from the comments. So we'll go from there. Well, again, thank you for coming out. That was very good. I say that we can't work in a vacuum, and so I, for one, and rep to council, I think I'm speaking for anyway. We like it when people express their opinions, and then we can make it a more informed decision, more heads put together, make things work well. So I have to go through some of the formal stuff, and then we'll get into the meeting. I need a confirmation of the agenda. Be it resolved that council amend the agenda to move up CAO report 2019-108 to following the adoption of minutes. So what we're going to do is move up the CAO's report on the new building, town hall, to right away so that everyone doesn't have to sit here and get bored with other stuff that, unless you want to, yeah, we'll have you here till the end if you want. You'll move it, Barb will move it, and Jim will second it, okay? Any discussion? All in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. So that's moved up. So then it's, be it resolved, council, okay. Declaration of pecuniary interest. If any member of council has a declaration of pecuniary interest, you can declare now or at any time through the meeting if something comes up. Seeing none, we'll move along. Delegation, Team Town Hall. Need mover and seconder. Be it resolved, the council receive Team Town Hall delegations as information. Brian will move it and Martin will second it. Yep, come on up. I'm not sure you're being told something there behind you yet. Shirt on.
She's cheering for me.
Okay, good.
Hello, council. I just want to say quickly thank you so much to everybody here. It means the world. Thank you. Council, you have a recommendation before you from staff against investing in our historic building beloved by the community, the Old Town Hall. Built in 1906, the building is a landmark in downtown Dundalk. The memories in that building are strong, but we believe the future potential is even stronger. For years, the issue of what to do with building has sat on the desk of previous councils. For years, there's been a lack of vision and traction for this building. But that is no longer. You have a community who has spoken and a core team of about 7 or 8 people and many more supporters as you see here tonight. You have before you a well-reasoned plan to connect the dots between what was in the past, what we see right now, and what we envision for our future. Just to highlight what the community has to say, there are multiple letters of support, a petition with now over 400 signatures, a beautiful promotional video for the town hall, which now has over 10,000 views. You've heard from the public here tonight and see their support. When you look at the comments on the agenda tonight by petition signers, you see that by no means do a minority of negative responses in the Community Action Plan survey represent the whole voice of this community. The support of the community has been shown repeatedly. The same community who entrusts you to make informed decisions on their behalf has spoken very clearly what decision they want you to make today. At what cost? That's the next question, isn't it? At what cost do we save the Old Town Hall? The municipality will have to move first to show its commitment to the building, but no one wants or expects the municipality to pay for this project alone. Is council asked for a proper financial commitment for one of our greatest community buildings? Yes. But with that yes, we are empowered to leverage other grants and start fundraising. When a grant with almost 75% funding comes up for cultural renovation in this community, we need another yes, that we can throw our support behind the staff to come up with a compelling application. The Old Town Hall would absolutely qualify and potentially be granted this ICIP grant for renovation within the community and culture stream. Say yes to using it for a culture heritage hub in downtown Dundalk. So is it not reasonable for the township to put in the budget $1 million or 1/3 of this project? Like any budget number, that's a projection of spending. If ICIP doesn't come through, we will already be working hard and likely have submitted other grants which we can stack together. Yes, that is a lot of money, $1 million, and we do know that. But Township gave $1 million to the Mount Forest multi-use facility and is already projecting to spend close to $1 million of its own budget on a multi-use building for offices and an indoor gathering space that likely will not run as a profitable building in our community. $1 million is the equivalent to the cost of a couple new homes. In the long run, it is not an outlandish amount of money, not when the building is going to be well used, which brings me to my next point. How will this building be used? We need a usage plan. That's true. To build a theater with the kind of acoustic as the team to the purpose built and love theater space, and yet no current not for me, is now updated to firmly space and exciting programs to utilize what we have and create foot traffic in our downtown, drawing people to the downtown core and supporting and driving our local economy for small businesses. Community members who have proven their dedication have both the heart and the stamina for this task, and the operating plan includes $10,000 towards funding a part-time township rec position. In fact, by all definitions, the Old Town Hall is a pioneer model of a multi-use facility, housing the police and the council chambers itself. All that local history and more can be shared with all who enter its doors. That building has proven for more than 100 years that it can serve many uses, and once renewed and made accessible, will be the living center of the downtown once again. So what about the data? How do large community gathering spaces compare for how much they're used in smaller towns? In Mount Forest, population 5,000, the large hall, which we donated $1 million to, for gatherings in their multi-use facility runs a 20% prime time usage rate. That's 10 hours per week, i.e. not well used. In direct and rather impressive contrast, the municipally owned Northern Theatre in Palmerston, population of just over 2,500, which is half of the population of Mount Forest, runs a profit annually and is very successful with their programming. They are volunteer-run, operated by a board, and supported by a part-time township Parks and Rec staff position. They have an operating surplus that lets them transfer almost $32,000 into reserves in 2018. They have already agreed to partner with us to help us set up a movie theater model here in Dundalk, like they run there, and assist us with getting licensing for showing movies regularly in our town. So with that new staff, we must now take these comparisons. The culture Heritage project, which already has detailed estimates and improved paid as the app multi-use that some people need. Staff do not facility. There is no operating plan for the building, no business plan, no location, or architect engineer's hand in it at this time. It is literally an idea and a sketch of someone else's proposed building. The town hall is still in use and its bones are still good, as we were told by the Alan Avis reports. The space is already meaningful to the community and it's in a prime downtown location, fitting with the community action plan goals and a huge chorus of voices from the community distressed by falling bricks and neglect. The township now has not just the vision, but the budget and use plans, the community appetite, the interest from participating groups and artists, allies from other communities supporting our project, and volunteers ready to continue to see this through. The homework is done, and now all we need to move forward is your yes to make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Mary.
And there probably is literally nothing to add at this point. I'm available for questions. I don't ever stand up here, so I'm going to say three things anyway.
Okay.
The first is, thank you so much to everybody who's participated in this. Good. It's good. All together. You guys for the storage and I'm just so He's a business person, but he's just me. Okay, so he's got a business, but the young people have talents to share, and they're going to surface, and we're going to find out more about them. And this whole thing is evidenced by the video that is part of this journey. New digital arts are part of our youth plan. So the third point is, from my perspective, you guys can relax. Like, I know Charles said that we independently arrived at this conclusion. I guess we're perfectly matched. So anyway, you can relax, and the reason you can relax is you could never relax like in December of 2013. People who are there know. No. Even a year ago, after first expressions of interest, no. But now, with everything that Sam has told you that you have, and the 4 binders, and all these other people, like you, here's what I said in my email to you earlier. The most important thing is a good decision for the community with balanced attention. And I don't mean just to wishes or dreams or passions, but I mean detailed research and the voice of the community. And I hope everything that we've shared tonight and that everybody's spoken to you has shared helps to that goal, a common goal of council, staff, and the public. And if you have any questions about the theatre uses, they're all outlined in the projected operating budget, which is on tonight's agenda. It shows us, I took Norton, I heard it on the radio and it was solves the problem that our budget, but does I am going situations as far as I